Book your driving lesson now at dla-driving.co.uk. Sponsored by DLA Driving Schools.
Hello and welcome to When the Town. How do you like your Watford Hornets then, served up then? Just tell me. If you're like me, you like them totally battered, a dash of salty tears and a large chunk of humble pie. Local derby is what we wanted it, wasn't it? And much more. And Watford Observer, they summed it up quite nicely, didn't they? Watford were outfought, outrun, outsmarted and outplayed. And Watford were run ragged by an absolute rampant Hatters team. Convincing 3-0. You can tell we're super happy. Can't wait to talk about this one. So we've got your thoughts on the derby. We've got your 3-word reviews. We've got much more as well. We might have a little look at how we're going to play against Sunderland. But you know what? It's all about the derby. And if you're watching on YouTube, we've got a full house. You can see us all here. Welcome along, boys. Steve, Darren and Bataro.
Good evening. Good
afternoon. Good evening.
I'm still excited. I've watched the highlights so many times and I've watched the goals and I've watched a lot more about it and saw some of the reaction. But, you know, it couldn't have gone any better, could it, boys?
Oh, it's so good, isn't it?
It was just a dream day, wasn't it? Just a dream day. But I got the impression almost immediately that they were on it because they had the kick-off and the first three passes that they made, Luton were on them. They you know, it was that press and, you know, they were absolutely on them. There was no free time and I just thought, this is it. You know, they've found themselves again. You know, what everyone's craved, the Luton for the last 5-6 years. You could tell within 10 seconds, bang, they were there.
Yeah. We got to start with the team being the team, but the first part of the team we have to give props to is the ground staff for getting that pitch ready. I mean, I didn't realise, because I think, Darren, you texted me and said, oh, is there a pitch inspection? I went, oh, no, the pitch is fine. And then I see the film and I'm thinking, no, it wasn't fine.
Yeah.
Birdie and his guys did a big job there, didn't they?
What was the game before? Was it the Sheffield Wednesday game where it was coming down, wasn't it? And it was awful there, and you're thinking, not sure if this game's going to get through. So obviously there was no chance they were going to want to call that one off, but I bet it was touch and go a little bit at times.
Well, and again, when you watch the highlights back, Batara, I think you said out loud, I didn't realise how wet the pitch was.
Honestly, the surface water was coming up. Obviously, the close-up, I think, was it behind the scenes or wherever it was called on YouTube, but it was, like I said, I did not expect to see that much surface water. So at the time, I think, it must have been the night before, obviously, going on the lash or whatever else. Probably couldn't see that much, but definitely saw it back on the highlights.
I mean, what you could see, Doughty took a free kick when Kraus stole the ball away. It ran to Burke and Burke got the shot off. I mean, the free kick that Doughty took, it was real sort of cloggy. It's how I hit a golf ball. But you could just see there was just like water sort of, you know, when he kicked it. So, there was a lot of water literally just sitting.
Just a little bit of something else to add to the excitement, though, wasn't it, of the game?
Yeah, so for the ground team to do that, and I also thought, I mentioned the Watford Observer article. If you haven't read it, go read it. It's a really good read. They were talking about the ground staff getting the game and then it being played in nice sunshine, and the only shower left on the pitch was Watford, which I thought was excellent. Brilliant. Let's give them their dues. They did turn up for a little bit, didn't they? But not long. And it's just when you go to these sort of games, I think I said it on the radio, I think I said it to you guys and my other half, you know, when you go to these big games, you go to a cup final or a semi-final or a championship, you know, big game, and you just think, right, if we get through this, it'd be fantastic. If we don't, you know, but this one, everyone wants to win, Darren, don't they? Everyone.
Of course, and even more so when we've had a bit of a poor start to the season. I think there was even more on it, wasn't there? You were saying, Steve, for the quick start, it had to be. It couldn't be anything else. No. Look, the fans were there. They were always going to be there, and they were giving them the support. But the players had to come out and match that, and boy, did they!
Yeah.
And that is sorry, go on, Batari, go for
What
it.
I was going to say was they actually understood the assignment, whereas the Watford players did. They had no heart, no belief, nothing in them.
It was the same as the Watford that turned up 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Exactly that. I'll tell you what, right? If my team had played like that, obviously referring back to Watford, I would be appalled. Honestly, I would probably walk out after that 10 minutes because they were an absolute sham.
Yeah.
They were terrible. And you know what? Good.
And for me, not just because it's Watford, and I'm kind of pleased to saying it. I generally think they're one of the worst teams we've seen down there. I mean, that doesn't take anything away from us. We were magnificent, but they were awful.
Well, there was a well-used stat, Vakun Bayo, Watford player.
Oh, yeah.
One completed pass the whole game, and that was the kickoff.
Yeah,
That was his only completed pass.
Is this one of the guys that we had to watch out for?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, one of the many. But yeah, that's quite a stat. That's called getting involved.
Our defender had their best chance. So
yeah.
The next part of the team I want to talk about are the fans. The fans were fantastic on Saturday. The noise in that stadium was from start to finish immense. There wasn't a point at which we weren't behind the team. But most of that is because of the way the team played, obviously.
Well, that's exactly what Rob Edwards said. You know, he said the aim is that the players are going to do this. We're going to need the fans to do it. Yeah. You know, and it did happen. You know, I think it started with obviously the fans being really sort of vocal and behind them, even for the warm up and that. But as I said, right from the kickoff, you could see they were on it, and it just immediately gives the fans something to grab hold of, and it just snowballed from there.
It's almost like a relief as well when you see your team come out like that and press.
There you are. Where have you been, Luton?
That's it. It's the same thing. It's like watching the Luton of old. I mean, that's how I remember us getting promoted from the Championship to the Premier League. That's how I remember it, like how it was done in their faces.
I do feel that regardless of your style of play, your formation, what we done, I feel that is the bare minimum you can ask of any team to really put the opposition under pressure with tempo and aggression and that. And, you know, I think that's why we've been so frustrated and disappointed that it hasn't really been happening that way. And there's been a lot of faffing at the back. There was no stupidity at the back. It was very much, as Edward said, a back to basics performance. But the players just revelled in it. They just, again, seemed to know what the assignment was, as you said, a good word.
That's it.
It's nice to just be really positive, isn't it? Because the last few games we've been a bit down with performances and individuals, and I love the fact in the programme notes that the board absolutely back our manager. And, you know, that might take some pressure off him, but this result takes some pressure off him as well.
Oh, massively.
But we've got some big things to think about. Let's have a look at your 3-word reviews. We're 8 minutes in. We haven't even talked about those. So, you know, that's how excited we are. 3-word reviews. Kilty says, proper team performance. Mike, Luton the back. Mark, more like us. Jordan, M1 is orange. DB, Bill from this. Phil, Elijah's work rate. Heidi, onwards and upwards. Keith, season starts now, and Gary, and many, many more, including me, Watford get battered. You can take one each, lads. Go for it.
I'll go with Mike, Luton are back. I hope. No, but to be honest, there was a lot of great songs on Saturday. Yeah. But do you know the one that got me was that it was near the end. It was near the end, and it sort of rippled around, and it all went round in the end, didn't it? And I was like, if that's the start of us being back, wow, you know,
because we're not saying that we've got to win every game, but that again, that's our identity. That's what we have been doing for seasons, and that's what we've recruited for. That's what the players know how to do. So let's just do that,
you know. And if we've had to go through what we've gone through to get back to that, fine. Wednesday's going to be tough.
We'll get to Wednesday. We've got to deal with Saturday.
I know, but you know, let's hope that is it. That's our identity. We're back, and it was just that particular song, just a little bit goosebumpy for me. That one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to go with DB. Build from this. I think it's a great opportunity. Again, not results, but how we go into games. I think that for me, it's a real opportunity.
Oh, it's not me this time.
It's not you. Okay.
Bloody grandson, Lenny. He should be in bed. He should be in bed. But yeah, build from this. It just gives us an opportunity to carry on playing in this vein, because then the points will come.
And finally,
because we're good at doing this.
Finally, Batari.
Christ, he took my head off with there. So mine's going to be obviously what Mike said. Luton are back.
Yeah.
Also.
Well, we are back, and it's been great. And we've said all along we wanted a performance. I can't say that anybody on that pitch, anybody who went on that pitch to play on Saturday, including the substitutes, amazing. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them put a shift in. And from the very start, that press was there to be seen, Batari, straight up the front.
Mate, it's lovely to see it. I mean, they hunt in packs as well. I think at one point, there was 2 players in their midfield. There was 3 like all around them, like kicking lumps out of. Well, not kicking lumps out of them as such, but
putting on under pressure.
Yeah, putting a foot in, giving a shoulder in. I thought this is great. They look like so. I always go back and try and dig Watford out a little bit, right? I'm always going to do it because let's face it, who cares? But they are a disgrace. They're a disgrace. They're an absolute disgrace because, like I said before, if that was my team, I would be absolutely disgusted. And the fact that they showed no fight, even their players, when they're getting kicked at or we're trying to put in a tackle, we're pressing them, they just stand there going, ooh.
But I think that because we did such a job on them, they had nothing because they had nothing to cling hold of.
They're a disgrace.
Yes.
That's what they are.
And actually, you were saying there, Batari, like the team. Yeah, and we're saying they hunted in packs. I think that
they did.
But we've had in the games so far this season, we've had individual performances. You may be able to pick out a man a match or something like that. They look like a team. They look like a team on Saturday, and they wanted to do it for each other, and that bond is back. Hopefully.
So who was more scared, Kaminsky or Holmes, when he sliced that back pass? Because we were all bricking it, weren't we? I mean, that was close.
I think Kaminsky knew it was going wide. That's why he stuck a boot out instead of going with his hand.
Well, you can't touch it with his hand, can you? Or else it's a back pass.
Well, this is
it's
the thing.
It's a save, though, isn't it? If it's going in, it's a save.
I think if you touch it,
we had this debate yesterday.
Come on,
yeah,
listen,
I don't really know.
If it's going back towards the goal and the goalkeeper punches it away, that's a save. You can't catch it.
Yeah, that's what.
But it's definitely a save.
I don't know. I think if he touches it with his hand, that's
no.
back pass.
Where are you seeing that?
If someone can let us know, then please.
I love the rules. So let me know. But I think there's a reason why he pulled his hand away.
No, I think it's laws of the game, rules of the competition, and also.
Do you know what? I was thinking about saying that, but you beat me to it.
But I'm telling you now, there's no way that the laws of the game would say you can't save it if it's going in. Yeah, but no way.
It was a rusty start from Holmes, but didn't he go on to excel?
We were just saying about the pitch as well. What a lively back pass on that pitch.
Well, because when it was sailing over, you're just thinking, all that start, and we're going to give them a goal.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully I didn't see it because I was still walking around the side of the stadium. So yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I clocked you. I clocked you walking.
Look around, I'm like this going, oh shit, don't see me.
Okay, that aside, you're right. Holmes, look, everybody, you can't pick everyone out individually because we'd be here for 2 hours tonight. And I know I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
It's a long pod otherwise. Every single player put a shift in. Holmes was fantastic.
Bearing in mind, he's not had a sniff really.
It's it was his first full start in the league, wasn't it? And he was on it. McGuinness. We talked. Go on.
No, I was going to say he was immense. He was everything that was promised, wasn't it? The whatever money we paid for him. But we were saying that Steve and Batari, like when we talked before a couple of pods ago about Mengi. And we were like, would you rather put a Holmes in that's going to go and give you everything than a little bit of a half-hearted Mengi at the moment? But we went back to basics, proper old-school defending. Holmes and McGuinness are old-school defenders. It takes me back to a bit of Pearson and Bradley kind of esque, and it was so great to see, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But, I know we were talking about Holmes, but that McGuinness slide tackle.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
It was superb.
I think Steve and I had a discussion the other night, didn't we, about we wanted it to be like that Sunderland game where, the tackle was that everyone cheered. And when he put that tackle in, it was like we'd scored a goal.
Yeah. I think it was really good sort of defending all the way because, there's various angles of that unfolding and he just tracked the guy. He didn't get drawn to the ball. He tracked the guy and he just timed it beautifully and then sort of took the ball cleanly as well, celebrated like a goal. You know,
And rightly so as well.
But it's little moments like that that's going to make him feel really good about here. And you know, a lot of the defensive things is partnerships, and it just seemed that they were immediately comfortable, sort of partnering each other.
Yeah.
And what I'll say as well, obviously going on to the Tom Holmes, however you say his name, the conversation about him, right? So a lot of people are not confident when they see him, like obviously on the team sheet and whatever else. So I know he's not really played. I heard a lot of people on Saturday before the game, and there was a bit of negativity around it. And they were saying, oh, I don't know about him, he's a poor player, this and that. And I think I'm one of the only one of the only people, that have backed him the whole way. Because I've seen him play a few times. I used to watch him at Reading. Obviously, I've seen him play last season. I know people say it's League One, whatever else. But
you still get an idea of someone's style, didn't you?
This guy reminds me of Tom Lockyer. He's that kind of player. He's got full heart, and he does not give a flying crap where his body ends up. If he gets like a broken leg, he'll take it.
There was a lot of that, wasn't there? There was a lot of chucking your body in front.
He loves it. And the guy can pass the ball out as well.
They can, but we didn't ask that of them on Saturday.
No.
We didn't play it out from the back. We didn't faff around with it because they're not those kind of players.
And the conditions weren't good enough to do it. And Watford should have learnt from that, because they were trying to play out from the back, and immediately, I mean,
Under pressure.
Adebayo and Morris shutting them down. How many times did we turn the ball over?
Yeah.
Now, Watford fans would say...
In their third as well.
Yeah, but Watford fans would say it was poor from them. Luton fans would say, oh my God, how quick were we at them? And they didn't like it. They didn't want to be challenged. They give them no time on the ball. And that's what we've been missing for a few games this season.
Both of the boys up front put a massive shift in.
Bloody hell.
Massive shift.
When we think back to the Portsmouth game, when Morris was doing that all of the game until Kaminsky got himself sent off, we would have dominated that game easily. In that manner. However, on Saturday, we didn't give them a minute's rest, and it's exactly what we wanted. So we always want an early goal. And I don't care how it goes in. I don't care. But for me, it was a great goal. When I think about it, Darren, what was your view like from your end? 'Cause it was right on top of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, we were right behind it, and I didn't see who hit it at first, but fair play for keeping that down for a start. You know, like we say, have a shot, try and get it on target. You never know what happens. I didn't know it was Holmes at that moment. But you could see it took a deflection. And again, I didn't see who it hit. I mean, I don't care.
No.
But come off of it was a set piece, wasn't it? It was a corner that came in.
Doughty corner. And let's be honest, his deliveries, without reception, maybe one.
There was a couple but on the whole, was pretty decent, weren't they?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he happened to change his boot, his kicking boot, before he took that corner. Right, so he slipped his new boot on. I thought they don't even have laces these days. Did you notice that? I didn't know that. Like slip-ons, crazy thing. And then the first thing he did with the new boot was put it in. In
fairness, Dave, I think most of Bataro's footwear is still Velcro lace. He's still working on laces.
But yeah, Holmes keeping that shot down. We saw it a few minutes later, didn't we? Chong put one over the bar, which he should have done better with. But Holmes keeping that down ultimately led to that goal happening. But
it was chance after chance after chance, and it was full on. And we had to wait a little bit longer for Watford to have their first real proper opportunity. I'm not talking about the tackle that we've already spoke about. The one, I can't remember the name of the guy because it's doing my head in, but he gets the ball.
Was he a Georgian international?
He could well be,
was
to be honest.
Number 8 or whatever?
Yeah, it's the number 8.
With the no shin pads. That guy, yeah.
Well, but he really hit the ball hard.
Yeah, and wide.
And that was... Kaminsky hadn't had to make a save.
No.
Apart from the one from Holmes, which he let go.
I think they had one shot on target in the 55th minute.
But so in the first half,
nothing in the first half.
And it was constantly us. And you're thinking, well, we're 1-0 up. Surely we're going to get a second. And we get to half time and we're dominating. And I'm relaxing a little bit at this point, I thought.
Oh, I wasn't. Not till 3 I wasn't.
No, but that's the point, isn't it? Yeah. Because we're playing so well, we've seen us in the past come out second half and not start as good. So how fantastic was it that after 2 minutes we get a goal?
Oh, it's brilliant.
Another set piece, Patara.
Another free header as well.
I just need to say, I want to clear up the free header thing. Right, it was a free header because Colton Morris moved.
The movement was fantastic.
His movement was brilliant. and they didn't track him. That's them being poor. And it was a free header because he got himself in that
What
position.
I meant by obviously another free header is in the game throughout, the amount of times it was dropping to the back post and whatever else, and Carlton Morris especially was winning every single header.
He was on it,
free.
wasn't he?
He was free every time.
Yeah.
The movement was so good in the middle.
At no point did anyone go with him.
Yeah, it was brilliant. But like you say, at this point, as soon as obviously we're behind the goal, aren't we, Darren? So obviously, I think you are,
Yep,
Steve,
yep,
aren't you?
yep.
Yeah, of course. And straight away you thought, Christ, he's got to score this. He has to score, and if he don't score, it's a failure.
Yeah, well,
But he's
the
never
old
going to miss
bang.
it. He's
Well-
never going to miss it. No, not from there. But he started on the penalty spot. He ran backwards
Well,
and
no,
around.
of course, you would expect him not to miss it, but you have seen.
Well,
players
you've got.
miss
Can
those,
we
but
just go, Steve, back to the delivery of that ball from that corner? It was perfect.
yeah, it's strange how Doughty does it because there was quite a lot of height on the cross, and invariably, if there's a lot of height on the cross, then it's a bit of a fluffy bunny sort of cross and easy to defend. But he seems to still sort of have some pace on it. But
And the header was brilliant.
it was, but as Darren said before we were on air, people were go on, as the cross come over, and then you sort of see, and he's rising. You
He
think,
had that much time to header it. You could see the ball coming. You saw Morris, and you're putting 2 and 2 together, aren't you? It just seemed to not take forever, but that's how much space he had.
Yeah. No, it was put away nicely. It was atrocious. I mean, I don't know if it's zonal defending or just.
Well, I thought it looked a bit zonal.
Yeah, but a zone has never scored a goal.
No.
So don't do zonal
That's deep,
defending.
isn't it? That's a bit
He's on
deep.
it. He's on it tonight.
Philosopher, mate.
Get him out of here.
You put me off now. It was zonal defending, but he had to get there. He had to make it sure the delivery was good. And then at 2-0, you think you'd relax, right? Did you not think you'd relax at 2-0? You're thinking, we're on it now. The
We can
Watford
never
fans are
relax.
distraught. You can see that they're not talking anymore and not singing anymore. Let's just don't back off the pace. And we didn't. It was just full on.
Well, the thing is, you say about obviously chilling out after being 2 goals up, but you can, like I say, you can never chill. What happened against Oxford? Were we 2-0 against them, weren't we, as well?
I mean,
That one?
I did a little bit, but the game turned, didn't it, when Burke went off injured?
Yeah.
That's when it got a little bit squeaky bum time.
Well, I was looking
It was
around
the
the
back
ground
three,
for
wasn't it?
a
Yeah.
bloody sniper because again, players just falling down injured. I thought,
He just overstretched, didn't he, to get to the ball. And as soon as he was still sliding along the floor and he put his hand up, I thought, well, that's him done for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, but just after that, so Burke went off, and just after that, Watford had their first proper shot on target, which Kaminsky had to save.
yeah, regulation save.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say regulation, one for the cameras, really.
Yeah.
But I think that was the only one he had to do.
Yeah.
The whole match.
Yeah.
Believe so, yeah.
I must admit, so I've been a bit harsh on Edwards over beginning of this season. So I'll give some an element of credit because Hashi came on, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then I was worried because Hashi was playing on the left of the 3, and I thought back to Bournemouth where he got absolutely ripped apart, and then I worried. And then so Hashi came on. No, Hashi came on at half time.
Yeah, Hashi
so he
came
was
on
on the left
half-time.
of the 3.
Yeah, but then he had
And
to
then I
change
was a bit worried.
position.
Yeah.
And then Burke went off. So then Johnson came on, and then fair play. Then Hashi goes over to the right, and fair play to Edwards. He put Doughty on the left of the 3 and put Johnson out wide because the sheer importance of that game. We Johnson against Burnley at home did struggle, and I think if he'd put Johnson on the left of the 3, that would have been a bit much for him. So fair play to Edwards to go into Doughty. I know that ain't your position, but you need to go and do a job there for me.
Yeah.
And he put Johnson out wide.
Yeah.
Okay, Johnson got caught a few times, but fair play to Edwards for that.
Yep. But it's nice that he's seen it.
Yeah.
It's nice that he's seen it and he's done it. Keeping players in the best positions possible.
Yes. Yeah.
We lose then. We sort of had that one chance against us, and you're thinking, I think the whole ground thinks if Watford score, we could be on the, because we've seen half the first team players go off the pitch. If Watford score now, there'll be a game on here. Chong and Kraus had to go off injured, and you're just thinking, we can't take much more of this.
No.
But actually, every single player that came on the pitch were amazing.
Well,
they were amazing. They took it. They took the role that had already been played by the players that had come off and continued with it.
That's right. And Pelly done a really nice pass through to Elijah. Unfortunately, he got shot off on target. I think his first touch was just a little bit heavy, which gave the keeper an opportunity to close it down. But a nice pass. But with Pelly...
Nakamba passed that to him, and the little play from Nakamba, that little touch through to Pelly to play that ball was phenomenal.
I just like the way that everyone that came on got involved. They made the tackles. They didn't just jockey the person. They made the tackle. I felt a lot happier when Nakamba came onto the pitch, I have to say.
Yeah, because we must have all been a little bit surprised when he didn't start.
Yeah.
Big decision.
He's been away on international duty, isn't he? Played a lot.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what they get.
I was just saying, I was pleased when he came on, though. I was pleased with that.
He came on and he sort of stirred it up the midfield area there. But
I don't know whether you guys saw before. Obviously, because we'd gone through so many subs, we only had one action left to take.
Yeah.
So when who was the last one to go off? Was it Kraus? It was then that was your chance to change the striker and 2 minutes before that, Eli's looking over the bench. It must have been just over 60 minutes in, and Eli's looking over the bench, and he was done.
Right,
he was done.
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
no.
and he was sort of half walking, and because then again, big decision. You go, do you take him off, and then Morris, who's coming back from injury and whatever, you got to try and get him through. What do you do? And you just big decision to take Morris off because Morris was sublime. I thought he was.
He was, but he'd been out for 3-4 weeks, and I think he made the right decision.
But Edwards had to make that decision on the spot, there and then. The player goes down injured. This is our last chance to make a sub. I need to do my striker now. Which one do I take off?
Yeah,
fair play. And Eli just had to stay out there and do what he had to do.
Yeah, which he done brilliantly.
You can't say anything about it. But Eli's performance was fantastic.
Yeah,
non-stop. He only missing a goal.
Oh,
and
mate,
if he'd have got a goal, it'd have been the icing on the cake. He was just brilliant.
I'm just going to throw something out quickly, right? So the other week I said he's a great target man, right? And Darren gave me the look of like, what's this guy talking about? Remember the other week?
I wouldn't say he's great.
No, see, I actually like him as a target man. I thought Saturday he showed that.
Yeah,
I thought when the ball was going up, it was going
he
up
won
30,
everything.
40 yards up. He was backing into the player. He was turning him every single time. For me, don't get me wrong, I understand what you're saying. He's not the best target man. I get that, but there's something about him when he's on it and he's feeling like I've got the aggression in me today. He don't care. He has so much belief in his ability. Like you said, the goal is missing.
He scares the opposition. That's what he does.
Yes.
They just don't know how to deal with him.
I think there's various roles to a target man, and particularly the first half from Morris, the way he holds the ball up and wins free kicks. I mean, his strength. I don't think Elijah is that type of target man. He
can't be a target man though. He can't.
Yeah, in the definition of sort of headers and flick-ons and stuff like that, I agree. But the holding up the ball, the way Morris done that, the whole of the game that he was out there was absolutely immense.
And for me, Morris knows how to buy a foul. He knows how to get away with doing a foul. The last goal. Did Brown give him a little nudge, whatever? But they get away with it.
No.
But what I'm saying is, Eli seems to give away a lot of free kicks. He gave away a few silly ones. He's so blatant in his fouling. If he can learn that little bit of a dark art a little bit better and get away with a few fouls here and there, with a little elbow in it.
It's just the amount of times, especially I think it was the first half, especially like shoulder was leaning on the defender. And every single time the ball was going like aerial, he'd lean on the defender, and then it would just turn. Every single time. The defender could not get anywhere near.
It was brilliant. We're going real quick on this podcast tonight. It's, we're all so excited about the result. But we haven't talked about Jacob Brown's goal. So let's talk about Jacob Brown's goal.
Okay, I would like to start by saying you got to thank the Lord for Ryan Porteous, haven't you? As
we were saying before, them two centre halves
he got brushed, didn't he?
It was such an inept effort to defend that particular ball.
He didn't. He just went for the free kick, didn't he?
Yeah.
He just
his whole game was inept. He was awful.
Yeah. He was a dog, and I was absolutely delighted that he was wearing black. But so really good play. I loved the way he took the shot early. He cut in, and it was cut-in shot. I mean, it went straight through the defender's legs, but obviously everyone behind the goal, as soon as he shot, you see the keeper sort of still veering to the left.
The keeper was done.
Again, another one that we knew early that was in, and that was a dream. Great celebrations for Jacob. I think that meant a lot to him.
But also, when you talk about great celebrations, the goalkeeper Kaminsky had gone the whole length of the pitch to join in.
Yeah.
That's how much
I
it meant
love
to the
that.
team.
I love that.
They knew.
Well,
they
he
knew
did-
what it meant.
He
And
got
this-
the assist, didn't he, Kaminsky?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, cross it, wasn't it?
Yeah. But then we were saying earlier, Batara, about the. I love the fact that we were just direct. And, and I know Edwards
Yes,
probably
I
wants
love
us
it.
to play a bit of football, but do you know, we mixed it up
love it.
so much. We mixed, going back to the first goal, I think it was, Morris's goal at the start of the second half. We actually had a free kick out wide, and Doughty just knocked it inside to Gross, who then did a nice flat kick across.
Gross.
Gross.
Kraus.
Gross.
I don't know.
You're not Pascal.
Yeah. So I was getting so carried away. But yeah, so you played it short. We mixed it up.
Yes.
We did different things,
Yeah.
but we were more direct. And look, keep us straight down, straight down the middle to
I
your
prefer it
striker.
though. I prefer the
Exactly.
direct
And no
approach.
gambling from the defenders and goal kicks. You know,
Yeah.
it was just superb.
Three-
At least you know when the ball goes in like the opposition's final third, right, and it's getting floated in there or whatever. Especially when you've got, like you say, two big boys up there, Morris and Adebayo. You know, there's always a chance that even if the defender gets it, the knockdown or whatever else, it ended up. Well, I found the other day it ended up in our possession. Probably 8 times out of 10, even after their centre halves won the ball.
Yeah,
If-
so it's
if
because
you-
we picked up the second ball,
Yeah.
didn't we?
If you look at the stats, possession says they had more than we did, but they didn't even get out.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't do anything with it.
They didn't get out their first third of their
I
pitch in
suppose
that
they knock it
possession.
around the back, weren't
But
they?
then that's where we're best. We're best when we have less of the ball.
Yeah, that's right. We've had 2 seasons
Yes.
before of that, haven't
Yeah,
we? Yeah.
Was it under Jones, wasn't it? I think we averaged 38% possession.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Had a
matter.
good season. That's what I'm saying.
Just win.
I don't care
It's
about
what you do
possession.
with it
Doesn't
when you
bother
get
me.
it, isn't it?
I said to you boys before we started the pod tonight, I said, look, if we play like every week, go direct, I do not care because I much prefer that style of football to this Ponzi fucking knock it around the back 10 times and then lose the ball. Sorry. But
Going back to the Jacob Brown thing, with a few players injured, you do look at the bench and go, it's a little bit lightweight.
No, of course,
But and you go, well, where the goal's going to come from? Where's your now? Jacob Brown's got that. I mean, arguably, he probably isn't going to start, is he, Brown? He's not going
We
to
don't
start
know.
ahead of.
He might have to.
He might have to in a 3-game week, which is great that he's got the goal. But you want to look to the bench and go, where's my game changers? For him to come on and do that, when he comes on next time, you think he could go and get one.
Other than the result, which by the way was 3-0 and fantastic, and it was just good to see the Watford supporters absolutely silence and then absolutely giving their team, and rightly so, by the way,
Pelters.
pelters at the
yes,
end.
yes, yeah.
Rightly so. They come over to thank them for going. Listen, if you've had to go from anywhere to the stadium to pick up a ticket, to get on a coach, to go and see that, and your team performs as crap as they did, you got the right. And I'm loving the fact that they were poor. I'm loving the fact that we beat them. But if you were them and that was us doing that, you'd be the same. They deserve better than
I'd
that.
want to cry.
They deserve better than that, but I don't care.
Pathetic, wasn't it?
I genuinely don't care that they were terrible, but you can see why they were angry.
Oh, it was brilliant. Like I say, I had a good laugh at the end of the game. I was more focused on their fans, obviously chucking their hands about in the air, and I thought, Christ, what's going on over there?
If you go on social media,
yeah.
you'll see loads of reaction from their fans, and it's great entertainment if you haven't
But
seen it
thank
already.
you very much, Watford, for being so pathetic on Saturday. We love it. Thank you very much.
Other than the result, what was the best thing about yesterday for you guys? I've got my own thoughts, and I just want to big up the media team. Now, obviously, I know someone in the media team, and you all know who that is, but the media team as a whole...
I know him as well.
Yeah, but you know what? We all know him. But the media team as a whole, their response to the stupid,
Taken in the sides.
taking the sites video, that was brilliant.
Classic.
And just putting their sites up on TikTok and all that sort of stuff was fantastic. So we sort of scored that back.
Can we touch on the music as well?
Oh, well, that we can touch on that.
So good.
If you haven't seen it already, the behind the scenes. What's that series called? Behind the scenes, Unmasked, Game Day Unmasked. If you haven't watched Game Day Unmasked yet, please do, because the theme tune at the end is worth waiting for. That's all I'm going to say. If you haven't seen it, go see it, because it was a brilliant piece of
Very clever.
very, very clever by the media team. Well done for that. Other than result, what was the best thing about yesterday for you guys?
Just having my team back.
Yeah.
How I see us defined, we were back to that. Again, I've mentioned when we went we were going back to the car after Sheffield United, and that Sheffield United fan said to us,
What's happened to your team?
"Where are you?
Yeah.
Where have you gone?" It looked like we've got our team back. Hence the song at the end that Luton are back, and it felt like it. We've got to back that up now. I'm not saying we've got to beat Sunderland, but that has to be our style of play now for the foreseeable.
Yes.
Yep.
And then we can gradually evolve, maybe, but we have to be doing that because that's what we're good at.
Just got to
back to
hope
what
it
we know,
doesn't.
yeah.
You just got to hope it doesn't come at the expense. We had injuries, and putting in that level, he's going to get some injuries. And
Well, yeah, but we're having injuries without that, so
Yeah.
you may as well go for it.
well, yeah, good point. But for me, there was a point. I don't know. No, it was before the end. It might have been in after we'd gone 3-0 up or something. I stood there, and from our point, you got a lovely view of the whole ground, and just everyone to a man were on their feet.
Yeah.
It was.
And the Watford Get Battered song, I mean, that's great. When the whole ground is on it,
Oh, it's
singing
brilliant,
that,
isn't it? Yeah.
gotta love it.
Yeah,
Because they do.
and they're stuck in their end, waiting to get onto their bus.
Because they're not allowed out because the buses are not going there. It's fantastic.
Pure silence as well.
Long may that
Amazing.
continue. Well, just for this season, then we don't have to play them again, hopefully.
The best thing, though, honestly, about Saturday was
Well, we do
the
have it in
fact
February.
that everyone was smiling.
Yeah, it was great. It was just a
Everyone was
great
smiling.
day, and you get over the fact that you had to get there early. Didn't spend as much time pre-drinking as you might have done in the past for those sort of games.
But post drinks though, gotta love post match drinks.
Yeah.
Talking post match, what I loved as well, we were saying about the team. Did you see all the injured players and everybody come out at the end? Locks and
Yeah.
Walsh,
Yes,
they were all
yeah.
out on the pitch with them, weren't they? And a nice touch.
I think Walsh actually tried to slide tackle someone. just a little practice.
Yeah, he's being arrested. He's actually in the prison cell holding at the moment. Yeah.
I like the
Assault.
fact, actually also, I like the fact that when we were celebrating, Watford didn't like it, when we celebrate that third goal and like the handbags at
Alfie
11
Doughty.
goals.
Doughty.
Yeah, Doughty, yeah.
What did he go for? Was it 3 or something? like
Yeah,
that?
but he was
and laughing in his face.
Yeah, he was openly mocking the keeper.
Yeah,
it was just
brilliant.
brilliant.
But to be fair, what's the goalkeeper doing anyway? He's an absolute plum, isn't he? What's he getting involved for? Just go away, mate. You got like 5 minutes left or whatever. Just
wasn't
get
even
lost.
it wasn't even that. Listen, guys, on Derby Day Focus, we asked you guys, other than the result, what was the best thing about yesterday? And for those of you who have never experienced a Luton Watford game, how would you describe? Sorry, for those of you who have experienced a Luton Watford game, how would you describe it to someone who hasn't? Joe said lots of things, but one thing that stood out after the first goal: how quickly their fans calmed down. They came into this game very arrogant, and thinking they'd walk all over us, and we put them firmly in their place, like last time. Dan says Holmes, McGuinness, Hashi, Johnson, Moses stepping up to the occasion despite never playing in the big game for Luton before. Played like seasoned Luton players. Nicola, I agree with Nicola, being able to enjoy the last few minutes with a clear lead. J-Mo, it's undescribable. I'm a sane man. I have children, a partner, a good job and a mortgage, but when Brown scored the third goal, my first instinct was to throw the middle finger up to their fans. Pure tribalism, and I'm absolutely here for it. Tom said the best thing was the way the players stepped up to the plate and delivered. A proper Luton Town performance. Aggressive, first to everything and spirited. And to someone who hasn't experienced it, it simply means everything. It's the ultimate feel-good factor. Tribalism at its finest. And Steve says, I was watching the game from Australia with my son who's never experienced a live game yet. I've never seen him so happy as he was at full time yesterday. He said to me, so this is why we hate them, Dad. God, I love that kid.
Bravo.
Look, we're on a high, and we've had time to think about it. We've had time to look at everything else that has gone on. But then we've got Sunderland coming to Kenilworth Road on Wednesday. This one is a not lose, isn't it?
It's a not lose, but it is just attempt to play with that level of intensity again. So important for me.
Well, I hope so, but we don't know where our players are. Who's injured, who's not permanently injured. We don't know what sort of team we're going to be. Rob at the end of the game, Darren, he just literally said, "I don't know who I'm going to put out for that game."
Yeah, and let's hope it's not as bad as we're thinking. Whether they'll be fit for Wednesday, I don't know. But Burke was walking off. Holmes was walking off fine. So they're not on crutches. They're not.
But Holmes got a bad crack on the head, didn't he?
Yeah, but Edwards said it wasn't.
Didn't he, for that?
Edwards said it wasn't concussion.
Oh,
when it
okay
came
then.
off. But
well, that's good.
Maybe it's just protecting them. They haven't played a lot of football.
Hopefully.
So hopefully there's a little bit of that. But look, the players that came in did a job, and they get it after Saturday. They should get it, and they should be raring to go for Wednesday night.
Because apparently, according to Three Counties Radio now, I am Psychic Dave.
You
obviously.
are, yeah.
If you didn't listen on Sunday, I was on with Justin Dealey briefly. I suppose, and we have to mention that that's the first time that someone's got the score right in the prediction league that we're on.
No, congratulations to you, Dave. But where are you in the standings in the division?
Well,
You've never messaged me quicker in your life.
well, all I'm going to say is that one of us four thought we were going to lose.
Yes, Darren.
Oh dear. Darren.
I couldn't be happier to be wrong.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's fine.
So we're just going to get Jacob to put his prediction up to us for Sunderland, but let's just...
Well, Jacob came into the game. Yeah, he got a point. He got his first point 10 games in. So
Yeah.
I mean, hang on. So I got 2 points. Was that from Saturday as well?
It doesn't matter. It's a lot.
No, you guessed one earlier in the season. So
Let's be honest. I just wanted to say I'm the first one of the 4 or 5 of us to get the score right. I've done that now.
Congratulations,
So-
young man.
Dave, it's your biggest achievement. Well done. Go. I'm about to say go home, but you are home. So yeah.
Yeah, well, look, you could just say that we've had an exciting day. If you want to plonk your Sunderland predictions out, I'm going to go with a 2-1.
2-2.
Oh, hang on.
And be quick because we're running out of time.
I've got to do a couple of those.
You haven't.
I'm going for a 2-1 Luton win.
I just said that.
All right. So am I.
If you go for defeat again, you won't come on the next one.
No, it's not because of us. I just think Sunderland are on it. Sunderland are bang on it. I think that probably took a lot out of us. So I'm going to go 2-1 Sunderland.
Boo.
Okay.
I don't like this guy.
No, you can say you can really go off people, can't you? But just want to say a quick hello to Dicko, who saw in the pub before the game. Had a quick chat with him. He said, watch the pod, big fan. Make sure you say to Dave that I've come to see you though. So that was good. And young lad in the ground, Kean. He's only been to a couple of Luton games, and one of them was the Wembley game against Coventry. You could just see how excited he was in that. So, hello, Kean.
That's a good couple of games, that, isn't it?
Yeah, he's chosen well.
Well, for some, isn't it?
He's chosen well. So, if you're listening, Kean, you've got to make sure you go to most of the games now, mate.
Yeah, mascot would be great, wouldn't it? If you're watching on YouTube, you see how happy you are. If you haven't watched on YouTube and you're on Spotify or wherever else you listen to your podcast, if you just pop over to YouTube and give us a like and a subscribe, it all helps us. It's been fantastic. There's Hudson even enjoying himself as well. Listen, I've had a great weekend. Long may it continue. Let's hope we get a great result against Sunderland on Wednesday, and then we're off to Coventry and see where we go from there. 3-0. I'm going to have to say, it couldn't have been any better. Well, it could have been. It could have been 4 or 5, and literally it could have been 4 or 5. But you know what? What a brilliant derby day. And can we just park the bloody M1 derby crap, please?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Young people, it's not the M1 derby, right? Just it's our local derby. Anyway, that's the rant over. Like, subscribe. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all again next week.
Luton are back.
Go on, boys.